Have you ever wondered if the very things you're consuming every day could be silently sabotaging your heart health? Especially if you're diligently taking medication for high blood pressure like amlodipine. It's a painful reality for many of us that despite our best efforts to follow doctor's orders, sometimes we don't see the improvements we hope for. Or even worse, we experience unexpected dizziness, fatigue, or feel that our medication just isn't quite doing its job. You might be taking your pills exactly as prescribed, but still feel like you're running uphill. The secret often lies not just in what you take, but in what you combine it with, or what daily habits you've unknowingly picked up that work against your medication. It's disheartening, isn't it? To be doing your part and yet feel like you're not getting ahead. That nagging worry about your heart is always there. But what if I told you there are 5 specific, often overlooked things that could be undermining your amlodipine and putting extra strain on your precious heart? Things that are surprisingly common in our daily lives. In this video, we're going to gently uncover these 5 common pitfalls, exploring how each one interacts with your amlodipine and what you can do to protect your heart, making sure your medication can truly do its job. It's about empowering you with knowledge, because when you know better, you can do better for your health. Stick with me until the very end, because I've got something for you that might just surprise you and truly change the way you think about your daily choices. Let's dive right into the first one. Something that might be a staple in many of your kitchens, especially if you enjoy a refreshing start to your day: grapefruit and grapefruit juice. Now, you might be thinking, grapefruit, it's just fruit. How could that be bad for me? And you're absolutely right. Grapefruit is packed with vitamins and antioxidants, a true healthy choice for most people. But for those of us taking some amlodipine, it's a completely different story, and it's one that often catches people by surprise. Here's why it's so important to be aware. Grapefruit contains compounds that interfere with a specific enzyme in your gut that's responsible for breaking down certain medications, including amlodipine. Think of this enzyme as a little helper that makes sure only the right amount of medication gets absorbed into your bloodstream. When you consume grapefruit, these compounds essentially tie up that helper, preventing it from doing its job. The result, instead of a steady, controlled amount of amlodipine entering your system, a much larger dose can flood your bloodstream. Imagine your amlodipine is a slow release, perfectly measured stream of water designed to gently lower the pressure in a pipe. Now, imagine someone suddenly opens a fire hydrant into that pipe. That's a bit like what happens when grapefruit interferes. You end up with too much amlodipine, and this can lead to a dangerous drop in blood pressure, causing dizziness, lightheadedness, and even fainting. It can also increase your risk of side effects like swollen ankles, headaches, or a rapid heart rate. Because your body is simply overwhelmed, this isn't just about eating a whole grapefruit. Even a glass of grapefruit juice, or sometimes even products containing grapefruit extract, can have this potent effect. The interaction can last for days after you've consumed grapefruit, meaning it's not just a momentary issue. So, the actionable step here is simple but crucial if you're taking amlodipine. It's best to completely avoid grapefruit and its juice. Read labels carefully on any juices, jams, or even flavored medications you might consume, just to be sure. If you're unsure, always check with your doctor or pharmacist. There are plenty of other wonderful fruits out there to enjoy that won't interfere with your heart medication. Now that we've really understood the silent threat of grapefruit, let's turn our attention to something even more pervasive in our diets, a truly hidden saboteur that works directly against the very purpose of amlodipine, a high-sodium diet. We all know that too much salt isn't good for us. But when you're on blood pressure medication, its impact becomes even more critical. Amlodipine works by relaxing your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow and reducing pressure. But sodium, or salt, does the exact opposite. When you consume too much sodium, your body retains water. This extra fluid increases the volume of blood circulating through your arteries. Think of it like trying to relieve pressure in a garden hose by relaxing the hose itself. But then someone keeps turning up the water tap. The amlodipine is working hard to relax those vessels, but the excess fluid from too much sodium constantly pushes against that effort, essentially counteracting the medication. It's a frustrating cycle because you're diligently taking your medication, But your diet is putting your heart and blood vessels under constant strain, making your amlodipine less effective than it should be. This isn't just about sprinkling a bit too much salt on your dinner. The vast majority of sodium in our diets comes from processed foods. Things like canned soups, frozen meals, deli meats, fast food, bread, and even seemingly innocent packaged snacks are often loaded with hidden sodium. You might not even taste how salty they are because other flavors mask it. So, what's the actionable step here? Become a detective when you're grocery shopping. Read those nutrition labels. Look for low sodium or no salt added versions of your favorite foods. Better yet, focus on cooking more meals at home from scratch. This gives you complete control over how much salt goes into your food. Experiment with herbs, spices, lemon juice, or vinegars to add flavor instead of relying on the salt shaker. Reducing your sodium intake isn't just a suggestion. It's a vital partnership with your amlodipine to truly support your blood pressure goals and protect your heart for the long run. Now that we've really understood the silent threat of grapefruit and the hidden dangers of too much sodium, let's turn our attention to something you might reach for when you're feeling a bit of an ache or when that familiar arthritis pain flares up. I'm talking about common over-the-counter pain relievers, specifically non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. You know them as ibuprofen, naproxen, and similar medications that are readily available at any chemist or supermarket. They're wonderful for reducing pain and inflammation, and many of us rely on them regularly. But here's the crucial catch if you're taking amlodipine. NSAIDs can quietly undermine your efforts to manage your blood pressure. How do they do this? Well, NSAIDs can cause your body to retain fluid and sodium, which, as we just discussed, is exactly what we want to avoid when managing blood pressure. This fluid retention increases the volume of blood in your vessels, putting more pressure on your arteries, essentially raising your blood pressure. So, while your amlodipine is diligently working to relax your blood vessels and lower that pressure, the NSAID is simultaneously working in the opposite direction, making your heart have to pump harder against increased resistance. It's like taking one step forward with your blood pressure medication, and then 2 steps back because of the pain reliever. Regular, long-term use of NSAIDs can also impact your kidneys, and healthy kidneys are absolutely vital for maintaining healthy blood pressure. When kidney function is compromised, it becomes even harder for your body to regulate fluids and blood pressure, making your amlodipine less effective. So, what should you do if you rely on NSAIDs for chronic pain? It's absolutely vital to have a conversation with your doctor. They might suggest alternative pain relief options that are safer for your heart and won't interfere with your amlodipine, such as acetaminophen, which generally doesn't affect blood pressure. If NSAIDs are truly the only thing that provides relief for a short-term issue, your doctor might advise you on the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible duration, while carefully monitoring your blood pressure. Never just assume that because something is available over the counter. It's completely safe for you, especially when you're managing a serious condition like high blood pressure with medication. Your doctor can help you find a pain management strategy that protects both your comfort and your heart. We've covered some significant ground with medications and common dietary pitfalls. And now it's time to explore a realm that often feels like it's about social connection and unwinding excessive alcohol consumption. Many of us enjoy a glass of wine with dinner or a beer with friends. And in moderation. For most people, that can be perfectly fine. But for those taking amlodipine, the line between moderation and excess becomes incredibly important, because alcohol can have a complex and sometimes dangerous interaction with your heart medication and your blood pressure. In the short term, alcohol can actually cause your blood vessels to relax, which might sound like it's helping with blood pressure. However, this effect is temporary. As your body processes the alcohol, your blood pressure can actually rebound and increase, sometimes even higher than it was before. Regular, heavy alcohol consumption consistently raises blood pressure over time, forcing your heart to work harder and making your amlodipine less effective in the long run. Think of it this way. Your amlodipine is designed to keep your blood vessels relaxed and open. When you consume too much alcohol, especially regularly, you're introducing a substance that not only messes with that relaxation in the short term, but also contributes to chronically higher blood pressure. putting more strain on your heart and negating the hard work your medication is doing. Beyond just blood pressure, alcohol can also cause other issues that worsen when combined with amlodipine. Both alcohol and amlodipine can cause dizziness and lightheadedness when taken together. These effects can be amplified, increasing your risk of falls and injuries. Alcohol also places extra strain on your liver, which is already working to process your medication. Over time, excessive drinking can weaken your heart muscle, leading to a condition called alcoholic cardiomyopathy, which severely impairs your heart's ability to pump blood effectively, no matter how much amlodipine you take. So, what does this mean for you? The key word here is excessive. What's considered moderate drinking for older adults is generally up to 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. However, even these guidelines might be too much for some individuals, especially if you have other health conditions or are taking multiple medications. The most actionable step is to talk openly with your doctor about your alcohol consumption. Be honest about how much and how often you drink. Your doctor can give you personalized advice based on your specific health profile and how alcohol might interact with your amlodipine. For many, choosing non-alcoholic alternatives, reducing the frequency, or limiting the amount per occasion can make a significant difference in how well your amlodipine works. And, most importantly, in protecting your heart health, sometimes simply finding other ways to unwind and socialize, like engaging in a hobby or spending time with friends in non-drinking environments, can be incredibly beneficial. We've covered some significant ground with medications, common dietary pitfalls, and the impact of alcohol. And now it's time to explore a realm that often feels like it's all about health, but can sometimes hide unexpected risks for your heart: certain herbal supplements. It's so easy to be drawn to the idea of natural remedies, isn't it? We see advertisements for supplements promising to boost energy, improve mood, or support our general well-being. And it's natural to think, if it's natural, it must be safe. However, this simply isn't true, especially when you're on a vital medication like amlodipine. The world of herbal supplements is largely unregulated, which means their purity, potency, and even their actual ingredients can vary wildly from one product to another. And critically, many popular herbs can interact with prescription medications in ways that are either dangerous or can render your medication ineffective. Let's consider a couple of specific examples. One commonly used herb, St. John's wort, often taken for mood support, can significantly reduce the effectiveness of amlodipine. It does this by speeding up the body's metabolism of the drug, meaning amlodipine is cleared from your system much faster than it should be. This results in lower levels of the medication in your blood, effectively making your prescribed dose insufficient to control your blood pressure. You could be diligently taking your amlodipine, but if you're also taking St. John's wort, it's like only taking half a dose, or even less, without even realizing it. Your blood pressure could remain dangerously high, putting your heart at continued risk. Another common, though perhaps less obvious, culprit is licorice, specifically the natural black licorice root, not just the candy. Licorice can actually increase blood pressure by affecting the body's hormone balance, leading to sodium and water retention. This directly counteracts your amlodipine, just like a high-sodium diet, making your blood pressure harder to control. These are just 2 examples. There are many other herbal supplements that can either directly impact blood pressure or interfere with how your body processes amlodipine, including certain ginseng varieties, ephedra, or even high doses of certain vitamins. The actionable step here is paramount: never, ever start taking any herbal supplement without first discussing it thoroughly with your doctor or pharmacist. It doesn't matter if it's labeled natural, organic, or safe. Your healthcare provider needs to know about every single thing you put into your body, because even something that seems harmless can have a profound effect on your medication and your health. Bring a list of everything you're taking, including vitamins, minerals, and any herbal remedies. To every appointment, prioritize evidence-based approaches, and remember that effective heart care comes from a holistic understanding of everything influencing your body. So, there you have it, my friends. We've explored 5 crucial things that can surprisingly undermine your amlodipine and your heart health: the silent saboteur, grapefruit, the hidden danger, a high-sodium diet, the common pain reliever, NSAIDs, the deceptive comfort of excessive alcohol, and the seemingly innocent but potentially risky world of certain herbal supplements. It can feel like a lot to remember. But remember, this knowledge is power, and every small, informed change you make is a powerful step towards better health. You're not alone in navigating these choices. Many people are unaware of these interactions, and simply by watching this video, you've taken a fantastic leap forward in protecting your heart. Remember, small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness. It's about being proactive, staying informed, and partnering with your healthcare team to ensure you're doing everything you can to support your heart. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Your health is worth it. What are your thoughts on these revelations? Have you experienced any of these interactions yourself? We'd love to hear your experiences and questions in the comments below, so please share your wisdom with our community. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and inspiring content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Remember, every step you take, every informed choice you make, is a step towards a healthier, happier you, living your best life at every age.